Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. And Restored Motions. I got to give me a Restored Motion sign or something like that in here. Shout out to my girl Crystal Poche over at Restored Motions. If you have any kind of pain, book a session. Crystal will bring you through that pain, even chronic pain you've been dealing with forever. I am living proof of that. Truly incredible. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Okay, let's get going, y'all. Hope your Wednesday's off to a great start. Saints travel day, and also the start of the Pelican season tonight. So, a lot going on. I tell you all the time, I love October. And, this is a great example of why. Look at today. You have the Saints getting ready to play on Thursday Night Football. You've got LSU getting ready for Ole Miss. You've got Yankees and Astros in the ALCS. You've got Padres, Phillies with Aaron Nola on the bump tonight for the Phillies in the NLCS. And you got the Pelican season tipping off today as well. Awesome time, man. Just an awesome time. For on the sports calendar. So, Pels are in Brooklyn tonight to take on the Nets. Saints are traveling today. They'll take on the Cardinals tomorrow. LSU continuing its preparation for Ole Miss. We do know that Chris Olave, who met with the media on Tuesday, said he's been fully cleared out of the concussion protocol. He will play on Thursday against the Cardinals, which is awesome news. So, Saints get a little healthier, see if they can go get a win. Remember, they're one game out of first place, man. One game out of first place. So find a way to get a win, maybe get a little help with Tampa and Atlanta losing. And you're right back in the thick of it. So despite all of your early season struggles, despite all the injuries, you win tomorrow and you're kind of hanging on. So the Falcons are 3-3. I don't know that I'm a huge believer in what the Falcons are or can be. They go to the Bengals. The Falcons actually have their, the Falcons go to the Bengals this weekend, home against the Panthers, Chargers, at the Panthers, home against the Bears. So they got a little bit of an easy stretch at Commanders, then Steelers, Saints, Ravens, Cardinals, Bucks to finish. So it gets a little hairy in that final month for Atlanta, but Saints can make some hay right now. So go get a win right now. All right, let's say some good mornings. Glad to have you aboard with us here. David Coslin, Ray Wright, what's up? Great pod this morning, Scone. Thank you, Ray. Yeah, so LSU Daily is live if you're interested. I've been recording LSU Daily at night after AFR, and I set it to publish at 6 a.m. Central Time. Or I guess 6 a.m., maybe it's 6 a.m. everywhere. But anyway, 6 a.m. Central Time. So if you go to your favorite podcast app, type in LSU Daily, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Bart St. Germain, good morning. Brand Roban, good morning. Do we have some dudes for LSU basketball? Will the season even matter with looming sanctions? So Brant did a podcast on Monday with Matt McMahon for Rosters to Riches. It's our NIL podcast. Got to spend a good 45 minutes with him, and we did talk a lot about the team, the roster, all that stuff, in addition to all the NIL conversation. So check it out if you get a chance. Good 45-minute conversation with Matt McMahon. Going to answer your question, yeah, I think you bring in KJ Williams, who's the Ohio Valley Player of the Year. You bring in Justice Hill. You bring in Trey Hannibal. A couple of transfers that come in from Murray who really good players who know what Matt McMahon's expectations are. You get Adam Miller back, which we didn't get to see him play a year ago because of torn ACL, but he's got so much potential. He was going to be LSU's leading scorer a year ago, quite honestly. So you've got some really good pieces there. I don't know that I'm telling you, this is a top 25 team. I think they're a fringe tournament team. But considering when Matt McMahon got hired, within a week, every single scholarship player was in the transfer portal or was going to the draft, and he had literally 0 players on his roster. For them to be at the point where they are is pretty incredible. It's a great compliment to Matt McMahon and his staff, and they're 2 weeks away. It's Wednesday, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the opener. Let's see. And as far as sanctions, Brant, I'll tell you what LSU is pushing for is not to punish this team, because they had nothing to do with, obviously, with what Will Wade was involved in. Now, we've seen already some of the sanctions come down in relation to the FBI investigation, and a postseason ban, in my opinion, is almost unavoidable. At least 1 year postseason ban, but I have no idea when that's going to come down. This has been going on for years. Think about it. This has already been going on for years, literally years. It was 2019, so who knows when they're going to bring this to any finality. Ryan Amanda Guidry, Brian Pinton, good morning from Chi-Town. Trey Patin, Vernell Thomas. Vernell, I have no volume for you, Scone. Vernell, I think that's on your end, buddy. You may want to just refresh it. Hunter Eilers, morning, Scone. 50 degrees in Jacksonville. What the heck? It's 36 in Baton Rouge, by the way. 37 right now. High of 65, getting down to a low of 36 again tonight. Hey, Dad, good morning. Dalton, peace, Sean. What's your prediction for LSU baseball, super regional or better? Dalton, if this team does not go to Omaha, it is a massive disappointment. If this LSU baseball team is not in Omaha in June, it will feel like Tennessee a year ago, getting bounced in their home super regional by Notre Dame. That's how much more talented they are going to be than everyone they play, including Tennessee. Randall Offrecht, Kyle Millick, good morning, Matt. As crazy as it sounds, does LSU control its destiny at this point in the season? Mathematically, of course they do. Their only loss is to Tennessee, which is in the SEC East. So if you win out, you're in Atlanta, period. Yes, you control your destiny, 100%. Now, not for a playoff, because you lost to Florida State as well, so don't misunderstand me. I don't think you're not getting a playoff as a 2-loss team. But if you could make a strong case, though. If you run the table, you beat Alabama, let's say hypothetically you beat Georgia or rematch Tennessee in the SEC championship game, you'd make a strong case. But in the SEC, yeah, mathematically you control your own destiny. But let's not get crazy. Trav 504, Josh Higginbotham, what's going on? Larry Garner, Matt Lusto, Baldy B, morning. Trivia Carter, Joey Vincent, Damon Hinderberger. All right, Matt Plavidal, hope today's better than yesterday. Got laid off coming back from vacation. Dang, man, I'm sorry to hear that. What type of work do you do, Matt? Maybe we can get you a job, man. Post it in there. Let's see if we can make some connections here on Morning Scone for Matt. Head up, man. Better things along the way. Brady Smith, good morning. Josh, Pelicans home game Sunday. Yeah, you know what, y'all? Seriously. So I'm going to have this conversation on AFR today. I don't talk Pels like really deeply until Christmas. That's always been my thing. Like in October and November, when you're in the heart of football season, it's so hard to justify talking early season NBA. Now, a big part of that is the Pelicans have been terrible, but there's a lot of expectation around this team this year. So, I need some feedback. Let me know if we need to do that. So, Jonathan Martin, Wendell Norman, Brady, Valley Sports Plus is $20 a month. Definitely not paying that. Make your own decisions, man. My assumption is, it's less than $1 a day. I'm sure you waste that every day. We all do. But that feels like it's less than. it's less of a money thing and more of a principle thing. So that's up to you. How much do you want to watch your team? So, we have cable, so I get to watch. I mean, I have Valley Sports, New Orleans, so I get to watch all the games or stream them wherever I want. So I don't have to make that decision. Jason H, good morning, Brad David. Do you think Bitcoin will ever go up again like it was? Absolutely, Brad. You have to read into Bitcoin halving cycles, man. Like it's the like what's happening right now happens every 4 years in the Bitcoin cycle. Like it's interesting to me because I came into crypto about 2 years ago as we were starting the ascent and had the big boom after Elon, bought a bunch of Bitcoin after the Super Bowl in 2020 and, rode that huge wave. So this is the first time I've gone through sort of the crypto winter, as they call it. But I would really encourage you, go read Bitcoin's history and read about the halving cycles. Like, it's the point behind Bitcoin. The price, the way that they structured it really is perfect. And the way that supply is controlled also dictates the pricing cycles. So seriously, spend the time to go read up on it. Not only will it go up, they can predict within a variable of a few months when it will go up. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Baldy B, if we lose to Arizona, we should just tank the season. I actually agree with you. I do. If they lose to Arizona, I think they should consider trading valuable assets for draft picks and start thinking about the future. I do. Marcus Washington, morning, Matt. Let's go Tigers against Ole Miss. Nicholas Cantrell, Brandon, good morning. Scone, for someone like me that has never tried bourbon, what would you recommend as a starter for me? Something that goes down smooth would be great. So I always say that the sort of starter kit is, so it's a variety of things to give you a sort of a variety of different tastes and sort of flavor profiles that are all very affordable. So I would get an Elijah Craig small batch, which should run you about $27. I would recommend Basil Hayden, which right at or under $30. Little lower proof, little lighter than Elijah Craig small batch, which is big, bold, full flavored. And then I recommend Sazerac Rye, which is a rye whiskey. Ryes tend to be a little more peppery, a little spice. But that's 90 proof and is super drinkable, and it's less than $30. So I'd always recommend trying those three. If you want to spend a little more, I'd recommend Four Roses Single Barrel, which is going to run you about $50. But I always tell people, like, if you don't like Four Roses Single Barrel, you're probably just not going to be a bourbon person. It's tasty, it's easy drinking, it's delicious. It's got a really full flavor profile. If you don't like that, you're probably not going to like anything. You know what I mean? But that's if you want to spend $50 on a bottle. Or go to a bar and order it. Oh yeah, smash that like button if you would on YouTube, Facebook. Please like the page, share the post. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. In North Beach, go to Brock, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. By the way, I'm going to start reminding y'all, Hudco is the only Louisiana-based fortified roofing company. The fortified roofing system installation, not only does it make your roof more hurricane and storm resistant, you will also get as much as a 52% discount on your insurance. So I would highly recommend you learn more about fortified roofing. Go to the HUDCO, you go to the website, right on the homepage, you'll see the fortified roof tab or logo, just click the logo. It'll tell you all about Fortified Roofing. Or we'd love to tell you more. Just call us 364-1007, 364-1007 for Hudco Roofing. Brian Penn cooking a pork loin in my crock pot while I'm driving. It smells good. Oh, God. Oh, man. So you have a crock pot plugged into your rig while you're driving. That's hilarious. Ron, be safe, man. Ron Ritchie, good morning. 28 in Northwest Mississippi. Oh, God. Brant Roban with the Tigers trending up. Offense looking better. UC is beating Arkansas and Texas A&M. They have underperformed this season. Yeah, Brant, but I'd also remind you, like, LSU still has flaws. You're still a team that got just pounded by Florida State or by Tennessee, and you're a team that has gotten down in all of your Power 5 games. So I think those games look infinitely more winnable now. But I also think it's probably a bit naive to think LSU's not going to stub their toe again. Trey Potan, Jerry Fontenot, Jackson Howard, Saints fan from Utah. All right, Jackson Howard. Dalton, heard good things about LSU baseball this year, but I haven't followed it super close. Dalton, they basically assembled I'll put it to you this way. I had a guy who's a baseball scout who went and watched their fall practice. He's been a friend for a long time. He's been an MLB scout for 27 years. And he called me, and I picked up the phone. I've told this story if y'all heard it, sorry. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and I knew he'd been at the box, so I knew why he was calling me. So I picked up the phone and said, "Are we winning the Natty?" He goes, "Yup." He goes, "I have never seen in 27 years that much talent on a college baseball field." And that includes Tennessee a year ago. David Landry's Major Burns available this weekend. I do not believe so, David. Jerry Fontenot down in South Florida today. All right. Brian Wynn. Hey, Kaylee McCord Peterson. It's so good to see you this morning. Hope you and your family are doing awesome, awesome, awesome. William Kimbrough. Kaylee, I had coffee with your mom last week, which reminds me. The Carly McCord Scholarship recipient. By the way, Kaylee, who's watching, is Carly's older sister. Just awesome person. Love her to death. The St. Michael's Carly McCord Scholarship recipient is a young lady who also is the place kicker on their football team and was on the homecoming court. So for their homecoming football game, like at halftime, she changed out of her football uniform into her homecoming dress to be presented at the football game. Anyway, I want to get her on AFR. Kaylee, I'm glad you jumped on here because that reminded me I need to reach out to her. So, great to see you here this morning. Let's see. Bill Kimbrough, tank with no first round pick. Yeah, Bill, the hope, right, or the expectation is if Sean Payton coaches again, that you recoup a 1. And I'll remind you, it's possible to build without having a 1. Marcus Davenport was a first round pick. Peyton Turner was a first round pick. Cesar Ruiz was a first round pick. Wasn't a first round pick? Michael Thomas, he was a 2. Pete Werner wasn't a first round pick. I mean, you've done all right. Teron Armstead was a 3. And y'all know the list. We can go down the list. Anyway. Lee Manning, what's up? Perry Manning, check out Morning Scone. Yeah, Perry, come on in. Water's warm. Megan Hurst, Tyler Alexander, good morning. Michael Ongeron, good to see you there, man. Been a minute. All right, jump back over here. When do you think Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry will come back healthy? The tough thing, Baldy B, is if you thought they were going to be out for 4 weeks, you would have put them on IR. And the fact that they didn't go on IR tells you that you felt like they were going to be back within 4 weeks. Well, there's going to be 3 games now for Michael Thomas having missed. So you're getting there, right? I mean, you would hope next week. But certainly doesn't seem like they're going to rush him. Reed Rule, morning, Matt. Why am I getting more nervous now that LSU's favored? I don't know. You shouldn't be. Jimmy Ott's old betting angle. When an unranked team is favored over a ranked team, blind bet the unranked team every time. I told y'all. I mean, like I'm not like Joe Namath Super Bowl 3 out here guaranteeing a win, but I told y'all last week I was picking LSU to win this game. I think and that was before LSU played Florida. Y'all are, not y'all, just in general, I think people are so consumed with the little number 7 next to Ole Miss's name that you're not looking at the team. And that's an Ole Miss team that has gone through long stretches of struggling at times this year. Y'all, they were down to Vanderbilt 20-10 with a minute to go in the first half. Y'all, Vanderbilt was leading Ole Miss 20-10 with a minute to go in the first half. Kentucky, like, Ole Miss scored 3 points in the second half against Kentucky at home. 3. I feel like a lot of people have maybe just looked at Ole Miss's ranking, the fact that they're 7-0, and just assumed that Ole Miss is better. You got a quarterback in Jackson Dart that's making his way through the SEC for the first time and started 6 games last year at USC and was very up and down. Actually, they needed the first 3 games this year to determine who their starter was going to be. They have 2 very good running backs. I think Judkins, the freshman's really good, and obviously Zach Evans, the transfer from TCU, former 5-stars, very, very good running backs. But I like LSU with numbers in the box. See ball, hit ball. I mean, we've seen this LSU defense get exposed, really exposed, by Tennessee. And the difference with Tennessee is they have dynamic playmakers on the outside that make you pay. Brew McCoy, Jalen Hyatt. I mean, y'all saw them. Really good players. And that was without Cedric Tillman. Ole Miss don't have those guys. I'm telling you, man, it's a good matchup for LSU. And Ole Miss's defense just allowed 300 rush yards to Auburn. Like, it's a good matchup for LSU. I think they're going to win it. Let's see, a couple more minutes here. Brad David said last week CBS will likely take LSU Bama. Yeah, no, like, Brad, with Tennessee beating Bama, Tennessee wins this week against UT Martin. Next week they got Kentucky, but on Monday, this coming Monday, CBS will make their announcement for the TV schedule for the next week. LSU Bama is going to be a night game on ESPN because CBS is going to take Georgia Tennessee. It's 1 versus 3. So CBS is going to take Georgia Tennessee. LSU Bama is going to be a night game on ESPN. I would be stunned if it went any other way. Weston Weaver, B. Lorkey, what's going on? Pelicans game day, yes sir. Matt Plavidal, Matt, I'm an accountant. Okay. Tired of the corporate jobs, looking at the post office. Okay, worked part-time for FedEx earlier this year. Quit because low pay, no benefits. Gotcha. All right, well, hey man, good luck. Good luck. If you need the morning sconers to rally behind you, let us know. Jason H. More Pels News, Matt. Okay. Shelby, get Jake Madison on ASAP. He mentioned you the other day on Locked on Pels. He brought up that you never talk Pels till Christmas. He said this year should be different. I agree with him. Okay. But it's true, man. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, tonight, I'll have one screen on the Yankees and one screen on the Pelicans. Like, I watch starting now, but the justification for talking about it on my show is different because I have to think scalability. What do the most number of people want to hear about? And that's where it's tough to say, all right, LSU's bringing in top 10 Ole Miss. The Saints are playing on Thursday night trying to save their season. Can I justify talking game 1 of an 82-game NBA season in October? You know what I mean? That's what I have to balance. Let's see. Jesse Post, morning, Matt. Feeling good about LSU's ability to beat Ole Miss. Yes. Guy Brooks, good morning. I feel good about LSU's chances Saturday. Me too. Shelby Kelly, 4 Roses is a phenomenal starter. It is. Brady Smith, me and my girlfriend went to the Sazerac house last Friday. Amazing experience, and it's free. It is. Both. Brandon, I might try 4 Roses. Thanks, Scone. You got it. Pat Huseman, Trav 504. A bottle of what? Jarrett Esprit, good morning. If LSU beats Bama, do you think the rematch versus Tennessee is a different outcome? Probably not. Michael Godan, I have 3 of the 4 bourbons you recommended to beginners. Great suggestions. Sazerac and ginger ale is my go-to after work. Medicine. Yeah, but I'm talking about neat here. I'm not talking about mixing cocktails. So no ginger ale. We're just talking about just straight. You're just talking about neat whiskey to sip. But yes, Taylor Calandra recommends your bourbon and ginger ale often. All the Sazerac is a rye. Ronnie Duga, would RC, PB, Cole, etc. be able to come on AFR if you weren't ESPN? Yes. I can see LSU blowing Ole Miss out. Don't know if I see that, but I guess anything's possible. Randall, let's see. Ole Miss is looking to run the ball. Do you think LSU's front is up to the challenge? Yes. I think LSU is an athletic defensive front, and because they can run sideline to sideline in their front 7, especially with linebackers like Baskerville, Perkins, Mike Jones, Greg Penn, yes, absolutely. Bradlin Anderson, Matt, could you in Vegas stop picking LSU to win? Bad juju. Yep, don't believe that. Dwayne Official, you and Kelly, do you think Kelly knows he can't win without getting the ball to his wide receivers? I think it's always the intention to get the ball to the receivers. Matt, I appreciate it. Hard worker, but roofing wouldn't work because I'm deathly afraid of heights. Well, Matt could be a salesman, and you wouldn't have to get on the roof. And roofing salesmen make good money. Kelly Vancouver, Shane O'Mac, good morning. Do an online poll for possible AFR Pels coverage. Okay. Beard Gang, good morning. Right. All right, y'all. Joe Tesson is screaming for LSU Bama. I'm dreading it. All right, y'all, I gotta go. It's 8 o'clock. Gotta go. Gotta get Drew up. Gotta get him out. I got a 9 o'clock meeting. Y'all have an awesome day. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Restored Motions, book a session with my girl, Crystal Poche, restoredmotions.com. And LSU Daily is live. We'll see you for AFR 3. Peace.